Not the MO.
The Mullins 100. The champion chase of 2024 is nearly upon us with El Fabiolo, one of the shortest price favourites in recent memory. The man to call them home is Stuart Machin.
And the flags are raised. They're about to turn and walk in. Starter Robbie Supple ready for them. They're off for the 2024 Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase. 6 runners on their way towards the first. Edward Stone, the light blue sleeves, and the grey Elixir de Nuts are the leading pair as they rise. El Fabiolo landing up between horses in behind in the double green, with Captain Guinness, the striped cap, on one side of him, Funambule Civil with the striped sleeves on the other, and Gentleman de May, the early back marker, and Edward Stone forces the pace as they now make the run between fences 2 and 3. Over Elixir de Nuts, Captain Guinness, El Fabiolo, Funambule Civil are wide, and a couple of lengths away to Gentleman de May, who's held up early, last of the 6 runners in the hands of Mark Walsh. On to the next pair of fences, numbers 3 and 4, and they come up fairly quickly. Edward Stone with ears pricked, jumping soundly. El Fabiolo just brushing through the top of it, but neat enough in 4th place alongside Funambule Civil. Edward Stone over Elixir de Nuts, Captain Guinness, Funambule Civil, El Fabiolo, and Gentleman de May as they turn to meet rising ground and head on towards the 5th with one circuit ahead of them in the Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase. And they're going along at around about 27 miles an hour in the early stages, with Edward Stone leading them on the incline. To Elixir de Nuts, Funambule Civil a little closer, up to dispute second, and El Fabiolo, a jolting blunder. He's almost out of the race. He is out of the race, El Fabiolo, brought to a standstill, and he's going to be pulled up after the 5th. Drama in the champion chase. El Fabiolo is out of the race. He came to a slithering halt on the fence going up the hill, and Edward Stone was long there, but he has a lead of 3 lengths over Elixir de Nuts, and then Funambule Civil, Captain Guinness, and Gentleman de May is last of the 5 who remain in competitive action, and they're moving on towards the water. Edward Stone over Elixir de Nuts, Funambule Civil, Captain Guinness a half length away in the beige and blue, and just over 2 lengths to Gentleman de May. So to the first of the open ditches, Edward Stone, good leap on the outer from Captain Guinness, moves up to the leader's quarters. Elixir de Nuts, the grey, racing on the near side of Funambule Civil, and Gentleman de May now firmly in touch, last of the 5 who remain, as Edward Stone leads them over the next, and Funambule Civil slightly missed out there, and that knocks him back to dispute last place. They've gone beyond halfway, racing across the top of the track towards the open ditch. It's 4 out in the Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase, already without the star player, and Edward Stone has the starring role now in front. He leads over Captain Guinness, Elixir de Nuts, being followed in 4th place by the patiently ridden Gentleman de May, and it's becoming a bit of a struggle now for Funambule Civil, a last of 5 as they come freewheeling on down the hill with a long run towards the 3rd last. Edward Stone and Tom Cannon in front, so Captain Guinness and Rachael Blackmore sitting close up in 2nd. Freddie Gingell now just beginning to move his arms on Elixir de Nuts. Gentleman de May being held together by Mark Walsh out wide, and a gap to Funambule Civil, and the leaders are bearing down on 3 out. Edward Stone over Captain Guinness, a length and a half between them on landing. Gentleman de May has ghosted his way into 3rd. Elixir de Nuts one paced in 4th, and they're about to swing for home. They've got 2 fences left to jump in the Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase. Edward Stone has made every inch of the running so far. Captain Guinness is looking threatening. Rachael Blackmore sitting quietly. Mark Walsh now more animated on Gentleman de May, back in 3rd, and Captain Guinness comes breezing alongside Edward Stone. Heads turn for home. They face the 2nd last, and Captain Guinness draws on, takes off, lands 2 lengths ahead. Edward Stone a tumbling fall. Gentleman de May is left to try and chase down Captain Guinness, who's at the final fence. He comes up well, out of Blackmore's hands. It's a half furlong on the run in. Captain Guinness beginning to wander off a true line. Gentleman de May is grinding away, is inching closer, eroding the deficit. Captain Guinness is all out. Gentleman de May is closing, but it's Blackmore again. Captain Guinness wins the Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase in a dramatic race from an early stage. Gentleman de May went down fighting. Funambule Civil will be last of 3 to finish. Edward Stone is up, and so too Tom Cannon.
And suddenly the Cheltenham Festival brings us drama that we thought wasn't possible anymore. Captain Guinness wins the champion chase for Rachael Blackmore. Another champion chase for Henry de Bromhead after his brilliant horses, Sizing Europe, Special Tiara and the Gritty Mare put the kettle on. A fourth winner of the champion chase for him. A first for Rachael Blackmore, and she can add a champion chase to her wins in the champion hurdle, the Gold Cup, the Grand National. What a hero of this sport she is. What a move she made down the back to attend Edwardstone when the race looked as though it had been handed to him by the demise of El Fabiolo, who was out of it from a very early stage. This is the race of all the races that so often produces the highest drama. It has done so again. And just when you thought, well, hang on, is Mullins going to get the century again in the unlikely shape of Gentleman to Me? Captain Guinness rallied as bravely as he needed to. He has his grade 1 hour in the sun, and here's his trainer with Tom Stanley.
Another champion chase for Henry de Bromhead. Goodness me, obviously the race changed shape dramatically. What did you think at that point?
Yeah, sure, look, it obviously opened it right up then, and yeah, the whole way I just kept going. This horse deserves to win a grade 1 so much, you know, and so delighted for Declan and Josephine Lanny. They're brilliant to train for, and he just deserves it so much. I thought Rachael really forced that jump when she was upsized the favourite, and you know, maybe she forced him into that, who knows. But yeah, it was brilliant.
Were you worried coming up the hill? Did you feel he'd have enough?
I was, definitely, yeah, I was. Yeah. But he really toughed it out. Hey.
You mentioned the owners. How much would it mean to them?
Oh, sure, it's amazing. Like, I mean, you know, it's just brilliant. You know, Declan's and Josephine, they're great supporters, and it's just brilliant for them. You know, there's, you know, they have 3 or 4 horses in training, and it's just delighted for them.
This horse, you know, you go back, he's always run well here. He likes it here. He's often just found one too good.
Absolutely, you know, and we've been saying he so deserved to win a grade 1. We were gutted when we went to Sandown last April thinking, you know, we might get one there, and suddenly John Bon was there, and yeah, but it's amazing. I'm just delighted for them. It really means a lot, this one.
The horses are running well, Henry.
Yeah, they're running great. Yeah, we hit the crossbar a couple of times there, and yeah, look, it's these are the wins you dream of, you know, you dream of them, so delighted.
Another great one, what up?
Yeah, thanks a minute.
Henry de Bromhead, the man who was winning champion chases before he was famous, and still doing so. And Captain Guinness, runner-up last year, a horse who in the middle of the season had atrial fibrillation. Henry was worried about that, but he nursed him back. Nice sighter at the DRF. And today,